Hey everybody, I'm Mark Walters with BigFanboy.com, and I'm sitting here with the great Josh Peck. Thanks for coming to Dallas and talking about the film. Now, I got a chance to see this. I'm a big fan of the original Red Dawn. You know, we were just talking about, we just showed that again the other night. And it was fun to see this and then go back and watch the original and see like how much you guys did to pay homage to the original, but at the same time very much, make it your own and make it unique and make it fun and everything. Were you a fan of the original Red Dawn? I'm curious to kind of start there.
I actually hadn't seen it.
You hadn't seen it yet.
And I wasn't too aware of the original. Mm-hmm. But, in reading the script and then as soon as it sort of came into my life, I would talk about it with friends and they immediately put me on notice. They were like, don't mess with my movie, bro. They were like, this is a big part of my childhood. It's like a
people start shouting Wolverines at you.
Yeah, like in my face, close range, screaming and whatnot. And so I knew that we were on sacred ground and that, I had my work cut out for me. Yeah. For sure.
I like, the direction that you're going in terms of the films that you're doing, like doing films like The Whackness and doing films like this. It seems like, I think a lot of people obviously identify you with the Drake and Josh stuff. But it seems like you're going in a really interesting path of like kind of moving away from that and trying, I thought this was a really fun, because it's one of those things that it's a great action movie, but it's also, I think you could almost classify it as like a psychological drama at the same time, in certain aspects of that. And great ensemble cast as well. And this is pretty much your film. I mean, you're the guy in this whole thing. So I would just think that this would be kind of exciting. This is probably like your biggest blockbuster type movie, wouldn't you say, at this point so far?
Oh, absolutely, by far. I mean, Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh was pretty gigantic.
Right.
But absolutely, and to do something on this scale, as starting with just the experience of the months of training and then how intensive the shooting was, and when you're afforded the opportunity to have 4 different cameras shooting and 80 stunt people and an entire intersection in Detroit cut off, you kind of get that rush of big filmmaking, and you're like, wow, every boyhood fantasy is getting checked off right at this moment.
Yeah, get to carry guns and all those big vehicles and everything.
Pretty awesome. I felt pretty butch.
There's a couple scenes in this movie too that seem really intense. Did anybody walk away with any injuries? How about yourself? Did you get injured on any of this stuff?
I did. I got here I have one. I don't know.
You got a little member.
I got it's kind of looks like a cigar burn or something.
Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know if you guys can make that out, but it's
probably not.
Yeah.
On the iPhone.
On the iPhone. We're shooting on an iPhone. By the way.
It's devastating. You just can't see.
Yeah, it's really awful. Chicks are so gonna dig that.
That's gonna be crazy. And I got 2 stitches here. So I got butted in the head with a gun. So I definitely, I've got a couple things that will never go away.
Yeah. But that's fun. I mean, when you can kind of take that away from it, like if you're going down the road and you're like, I got that from Red Dawn.
Battle wounds.
Yeah, absolutely, battle scarred and everything.
Definitely.
What was the most fun scene that you guys shot? Because I mean, so much of this, there's some really heavy stuff.
Right.
But then there's also some stuff that I would imagine was just kind of fun to do. Like I would imagine that day on set was like, we're gonna have a good time with this. So what was like the most memorable moment?
Just scenes where the entire intersection in Detroit is cut off and cars are exploding and you've got stuntmen shooting missiles at you and whatnot, and I'm wearing this trench coat and I'm running down the street and I'm trying to save my girlfriend and I'm like, who am I? Who allowed me to do this?
Because, like you're Jack Ryan all of a sudden. Yeah.
This could be the most elaborate practical joke ever played on a human being, but I'm not going to bring too much attention to myself.
Yeah. Do you think of yourself that way? Like when they approached you about this, were you like, I'm not really like an action star? Or was that
I've been thinking about myself that way for 10 years, brother.
There you go, man.
It took 10 years for Hollywood to wise up.
James Bond.
Just kidding. No, I mean, listen, sometimes it depends. There's a balance, and sometimes you have to believe it for others to believe it, and sometimes people believe it, and maybe they need to for you.